this win, perhaps as worse of a defense in a winning effort as I've seen in a long time. 420 put up for Freeman and another 85 in the running game. As long as the New Orleans Saints have as bad as a defense as this, Drew Brees, still a tremendous talent, but doesn't have the defense certainly to win games early and often. As you know, I don't see the Saints going very far. We're going to go quick to this topic. Is the New Orleans Saints ready for a trip to the postseason, or is this an off year? They're already with 4 losses on their record. At 2-4, are the Saints a playoff team, or perhaps even more short-sighted, are they a team that can even get back to 500? They have a tough road up ahead.
Well, I'm looking at it now, and the Saints have 2 wins, and both wins, we talked about it the other week. I felt the Chargers got hosed, losing that game, to New Orleans. And then, looking at this game, everybody knows me as a huge Eagles fan, but I do live in Florida, so I got plenty of love for the hometown Tampa Bay Bucks. And the Eagles are on bye week, so I sat down and I watched that Bucks game. There is a Buccaneer jersey in my closet for those that want to know. I do rock the Jeff Garcia every now and again. So I'm watching this game, and the way that game ended was just horrible. That rule, for anyone that didn't see it, Vincent Jackson is bumped out of bounds. And for those who don't know, if you're forced out of bounds, you can't be the first player to touch the ball coming in from out of bounds. And, on special teams, it's different. I get, if you're forced out, it's different. But if you go out willingly, it changes. So I don't know how that translates to an offensive play, because it looked to me as though he was shoved out of bounds and then brought back in open space as Freeman threw him the ball. And obviously that wouldn't have won the game. It would have brought the Bucks back to lead them in overtime. And, with all the momentum, they would have had, wearing the magical creamsicle jerseys. I thought they were going to win it. And I was really hyped for that game, watching them come back like that. I was proud of what they did. And seeing it end like that was just proof that, this team only has 2 wins on the year, talking about the Saints, of course. And, neither of them can they feel super happy about, because there was plenty of moments there, when the Saints walked off the field in both those games, even if you're a Saints fan, you don't know for sure that they were the better team.
And the officiating in both instances, in a way, a little sketchy. And obviously, if it weren't for, I believe, and obviously there were other plays that really were game deciders, but Vincent Jackson not scoring that touchdown on a 90-plus yard reception certainly was the big moment in the game that obviously Jackson wished he had back, and in a way kind of pushed a little harder to get in the end zone. I don't know if he was injured to some degree or whatever the extent was. Perhaps he might just be that slow. I believe if he scores that touchdown, this might be a Tampa Bay win, or at least the game would be tied going to overtime, hypothetically, as the Saints have a goal line stand. In a way I kind of feel for Schiano, because coming in, just so much skepticism on this guy, and now at 2-4, the Buccaneers just after it's one dramatic loss after another. Tampa Bay has shot itself in the foot, perhaps out of the playoffs, just because of these close losses. I don't know what to make of the Buccaneers and their head coaching situation, but it just under the last few moments of the game, this team seemingly is not clutch, and obviously it was on tap as the Buccaneers could not tie this game. Are the New Orleans Saints bound for the playoffs? We'll have to wait and see, but I believe that's not the case. And obviously, Phil, just recapping this entire Week 7, I know you have something else to talk about. What about this Week 7? Certainly, it's a league that any team can win in any Sunday, and that was on tap on yet another exciting week.
Well, there's plenty of things here. It's just about time for the game ball, and then I'll, unleash a little surprise that I have for the audience here. But, with the game ball situation, it's almost like the Heisman Trophy most of the time where, it's all about stats. You look at someone like Vincent Jackson, 7 receptions, 175 yards, and a touchdown or whatnot. But for my game ball, I'm going to give it to a guy. I didn't even look up his stats because it's not even the point. I'm giving it to Jarrell Suggs. We talked about it earlier. Here's a guy that's supposed to be out for a year plus, definitely comes back in 5 months. I don't care if the man didn't make a tackle, although I'm pretty sure he did because he's a beast like that. But I got to give it to Jarrell Suggs. The fact that he came back in 5 months from his injury is just remarkable. So game ball, Jarrell Suggs, without a doubt.
Terrell Suggs has had a sack and 3 tackles in the loss against the Texans. But I completely agree with the fact, this is a superhuman kind of a comeback. 5 months. Not very many people, I believe not any person, I believe, has come back to that kind of an injury and has come back in an NFL game at linebacker. And certainly just stepping on the field is a feat for Terrell Suggs after being Defensive Player of the Year, coming back after an injury. Outside of a Super Bowl win, what else does he want? And what else has he not accomplished? Terrell Suggs, a tremendous effort. I'll real quick go to Mind Game Ball and recap the scores, and Phil has a little surprise for you guys. The surprise, I believe, in Week 7 in the NFL, Josh Freeman lit up the scoreboard. We go back to this game against the Saints. 420 yards passing, 3 TDs, and obviously 24 of 42 passing. Josh Freeman, a coming-out game at home against this New Orleans Saints defense. Obviously, a terrible defense. I give him my game ball, and obviously, it's the 3rd straight week I go with a quarterback. I think I need to change it up. Obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're getting things going offensively. As long as the defense gets, some sort of a pass rush, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could perhaps try and rebound in the NFC South. Now, real quick, going through the scores after week number 7, things are getting heated up in the playoff race, starting with the Niners in the NFC 13-6 win over the Seattle Seahawks. Tennessee clips the Buffalo Bills by a point, and obviously Fitzpatrick lit up the scoreboard, but not enough for the victory. Cowboys over the Panthers by 5. Not the case in Houston, as it's a 30-point marginal victory for the Texans over the Ravens. Colts, another big-time win over the Browns. Andrew Luck, perhaps, is a playoff-caliber team. Certainly, things are heating up in Indianapolis. Same for Ponder and the Vikings. 7-point win over the Cardinals. Giants in a comeback win. Who's better than Eli in the clutch? I believe nobody. 27-23 win over the Redskins. Packers in a big-time win over the Rams as well. 30-20 your score. 7-point win for the Saints over the Bucks. Overtime victory for Belichick in the Pats over the Jets. They now lead the East. Raiders over the Jacksonville Jaguars in a sleeper game, 26-23. Sunday Night Football, Steelers, over the Bengals by 7, and the Bears over the Lions in the 4th quarter with 13 minutes to go in Chicago. And Phil, lasting thoughts on Week 7.
Well, earlier in the week, we put up a poll here to see how our fans would react to thinking about making a Twitter account, and I've been a little quiet during this show. The main reason is I had just completed just that. I have finished our Twitter account. It is officially at NFL Goal Line, and I'm about to post it on the Facebook so people can start following us. I'm going to give Nick the password as well, and we're both going to be posting on there. Just another way to interact with us. Twitter, tweet us your questions and whatnot. I just think it's about time that we got one of these. It's definitely going to help us with interacting with fans. So NFL Goal Line officially on Twitter. There you go, everybody.
We are now on Twitter. That's great. And obviously something we didn't get through during the show, we'll post it throughout the week on Twitter, and we'll give you that site over below in the Spreaker.com description. It'll be on Facebook as well, and we'll try to get it to as many people as possible. And obviously, Phil, along with the entire fan kind of crew on the NFL Goal Line, we appreciate yet another great production of the NFL Goal Line. And lasting thoughts or lasting news over in the NFL after Week 7. We didn't get to it on this show, and we might not get to it again. Hopefully not, because the Chargers are in legal allegations with stickum sort of substance that they apparently put into their towels during the Week 6 contest against the Denver Broncos. They lose, and they're 3-3, and it's hard to believe that they can lose while cheating. And, it's hard to believe, but obviously nothing safe and set secure in the NFL. We'll have to wait and see throughout the week. We'll give you constant Twitter updates. We'll do our very best, along with on the NFL Goal Line page on Facebook. We're done with Week 7, and it looks like the Bears have that game in tap, as the Lions are a pedestrian offense, to say the least. Lasting thoughts on Week 7 as we are nearly in the books on this yet another impactful weekend.
Well, I think you wrapped up all the scores there quite nicely. And, again, with that Chargers thing, the reason we didn't really go into that, there's not a lot of information out on it yet. I'm assuming if they're going to really pursue this as something they feel is a issue, more information will be released on it soon. And, obviously, if more comes about it, we'll definitely talk about it in the coming weeks. And, I think Miami Hurricanes said it best, if you're going to cheat, cheat and win. So we'll see what happens if the Chargers are in fact, using some sort of illegal substance. One, it's not really helping their case right now, but overall, it'll be interesting to follow. And it's such, I think, I know we don't have a lot of time here. It's such a primitive thing. People haven't used stickum since the 70s or the 80s. It's like somebody in 2012 accusing somebody of being a witch. It's just something that you're not going to hear a lot of. With all these high tech, Nike vapor gloves and whatnot to help receivers and corners with their hands. It's just an interesting situation. But if any more information comes out on it, we're definitely going to keep you updated because it's an interesting story to say the least.
Head scratcher, and obviously as a Chargers fan, you just hate to see this, or any NFL fan. And we'll just quote off NFL.com real quick because nothing better than what Norv Turner, the head coach over there in San Diego, saying the questions that have been asked by the league involve a towel that has been used in this organization for 10 years. According to Norv Turner, it's been used by a lot of teams in the league. The towel is used to dry balls, the gloves the players use on their arms. The league is looking into the towel, and that's it. That's where we're at this moment. That'll be it for the NFL goal line. Obviously, a big update will be coming on Twitter and Facebook, everything that you can get up to date with on the NFL goal line with this Chargers scenario. And obviously, throughout the week, we'll be trying our best to give you all of our opinions on the NFL. That'll be it for the NFL goal line. It's a 73-minute show. We obviously have so much to talk about. Thank you guys for listening to yet another production of the NFL goal line. This is Nick Rice along with Phil Nunziata signing off from Spreaker.com. And obviously, Week 8 is coming up next with some big-time matchups. We'll see you back next week. So long, guys.